Everyone, very good evening. We are going to start the new chapter, which is chapter number 13. Why do we fall ill? Okay. So whatever the key concept we are going to cover here, we are going to cover that first. So main concept we are going to cover here is significance of health. Okay. First, what is health? Then significance, then disease and its causes, infectious disease, non-infectious disease we will cover here also, and last but not the least, principle of prevention of diseases. Okay, so first we have to understand what is health is. We already covered that part in our last lecture, but we are again going to repeat from here. So health is what? It is the state of being well enough to function physically or well physically, mentally and socially is called as beta the health. It is very important. Okay. What is health? The state of being well enough to function well physically, mentally and socially is called as the health. Now, what is disease? So disease is nothing but the disturbed is. Okay, that means being uncomfortable due to any reason. Okay, when there is something wrong in our body, okay, then we would say we are diseased. One or more system of the body will change gives rise to the symptom. Symptoms are nothing but the sign of presence of disease in the body of an organism is called as beta symptoms. Okay, and on the basis of symptoms we can classify the type of disease also. Okay, so symptoms like we can have cough, loose motions, pus formation, headache, fever, breathlessness, vomiting, fits, unconsciousness, inflammation, swelling, and these are the general effects. Okay, everyone, and doctor look upon and observe such symptoms and he is able to decide the type of disease. Okay, so a doctor look for the basic symptoms only for the diagnosis of the disease, and diagnosis of disease is nothing but identification of disease with the help of symptoms or signs. Okay, these disease are basically two types beta. Okay, we have divided that disease into two types on the basis of the time they lost in organism's body. First is we have acute disease and other we have chronic disease. Okay, now we're gonna discuss this here. So what are acute disease? So acute disease are the disease which lasts for only short period of time. Only short period of time. Maybe few like 1 day, 2 days, 3 days like this. Okay, everyone?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Example, we have common cold and fever also. Okay, common cold, fever, headache, they last for the very short period of time. Next, we have second type is the chronic disease. Chronic means the disease which lasts for very long period of time, okay, in our body or the body of an organism are called as the chronic disease. Like we have diabetes, tuberculosis, etc. Okay, diabetes also lasts for till the end of life of the person sometime. Okay, so these are the like cancer again lost for very long period of time. Okay, so these are the disease lost for the long period of time are called sorry, are called beta chronic disease. Okay,
Yes, sir.
now we're going to discuss the difference between acute disease and chronic disease. Very important. That is the distance or difference. So first this difference we have, they like for acute disease.
Duration.
Beta.
Sir, it's about duration and the effect on your
Yes,
health.
yes, yes. So they are short duration disease, but chronic disease are long lasting disease. Second difference we have, patient recovers completely after the cure. Okay, when proper treatment is takes place, okay, that disease can be completely removed from the body. But for chronic disease, patient does not recover completely. Okay, third difference, there is no loss of weight or feeling of tiredness afterward. Okay, means we can gain our tiredness also. There is no loss of weight. Okay, but for chronic disease, there is often loss of weight, of feeling tiredness also. Okay, the fourth difference is there is a short duration loss of work and efficiency, but for chronic disease there is a prolonged loss of work and efficiency of the person. Okay, so these are the main differences between acute disease and chronic disease. Okay, everyone, I will share that notes after the class on your WhatsApp groups. Just go through that, download that first, and just go through that properly. Now we're gonna discuss the cause of disease. Okay, what causes the disease? So most of the disease have many causes, okay, rather than one single cause, like unclean
Unclean
water.
water.
Yes, malnourishment means if proper nourishment is not there, maybe the genetic differences, genetic abnormalities. Okay, for example, based on the cause of disease, we had two types of disease beta. One is called non-infectious disease and other is called infectious disease. So non-infectious disease are the diseases that do not cause infection from one, they do not spread from one person to other, are called as non-infectious diseases. Whereas if the disease they spread from person to person like COVID, okay, it is infectious disease, that means they spread from one person to other, are called as infectious diseases. Okay, so first we're gonna cover about the non-infectious disease. So what are non-infectious diseases? Those diseases they do not spread from one person to other are called as non-infectious diseases. Okay, mostly internal and non-infectious disease like we have cancer. Okay, we have diabetes. They do not spread from person to person. Now we're going to discuss about the infectious disease. So we know those diseases they spread from one person to other or person to person, okay, are called as beta infectious disease. Okay, they cause infection, infectious agents, like there are many vectors they transmitted this disease from one person to next. Okay, so here we're gonna discuss the types of disease. Okay, if the disease which are caused by bacteria are called as bacterial disease. Example, we had typhoid, cholera, tuberculosis, acne, and anthrax. These are the diseases caused by bacteria are called as bacterial diseases. If disease were caused by viruses are called as viral disease. Okay, like we have common cold, influenza, dengue, dengue fever, AIDS, Japanese encephalitis, brain fever, and COVID. We have COVID also, is it or not?
Yeah, sir.
Yes. So these are caused by the viruses are called as viral disease. Now, if disease were caused by fungus, okay, are called as fungal disease, like skin disease, okay, like after taking medicines, okay, those patient they came positive for COVID, they were treated by many different types of drugs, okay, and they were get affected by fungal disease also, fungals also, like white fungus, black fungus, green fungus, yellow fungus, is it or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. So these diseases are caused by the fungus beta. Fungal spores are present in air and they are very minute. We used to breathe them inside our body with the help of inhalation process through respiratory system. Okay, but they are not germinating in our body because our immune system is very strong now. But for old age and those patient, they have like person, they have took the COVID medicine. Okay, their body is we can say has become very ideal for the germination of fungus. That's why they easily spreads in body of those patient or person. They got infected by the COVID virus and they cure from that due to certain medicines. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if disease were caused by protozoa, okay, they are also microbes or disease causing pathogens are called as protozoa, are called as protozoan disease. Okay, like malaria is there, it is caused by plasmodium protozoa. Okay, then we have kala jar. Okay, then we have sleeping sickness. Okay, these are the again we have amoebic dysentery. It is not mentioned here, but we have amoeba dysentery. Okay, again it causes loose motion diarrhea also. Okay, so these are the diseases caused by protozoa are called as protozoan diseases. And last but not the least, we have worm diseases. What are worm diseases? Diseases which are caused by worms. Okay, like we have ascariosis. It is the round worm. Generally, it causes to the small child. Okay, like we have tapeworm also, Neris also, liver fluk also. They are worm diseases, beta. Okay, and then we have elephantiasis. Okay, elephantiasis is caused on most of the people due to the bite of filariasis, one of the species of mosquito. The filariasis worms are present on the saliva of that particular mosquito, and when they bites, the elephantiasis disease is been caused. That is also called as filaria. Okay, it is caused by Vocaria. It is nothing but the worm, and in this disease, the legs of the people becomes very round. Okay, like the elephant leg. That's why it is called beta filaria or elephantiasis. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, next we have the infectious disease spread by agent are called as communicable disease. Communicable means they can spread from one person to other. Okay. This communicable disease may be airborne, waterborne. Okay, maybe they spread due to the sexual contacts or maybe the animal borne. So airborne disease they spread through the air only. Okay, suppose the infectious or the infected person sneezes out or it breathes out. So due to the air which is breathed out by the person or sneezed out into atmosphere, these droplets that get mixed in the atmospheric air, and if the person other person which is healthy
Sir,
comes in contact.
sir, what is pneumonia?
Pneumonia, I will discuss. Wait a second. So these are the airborne disease when the person which is sneezing out the bacteria, viruses, whatever the infectious agent which are present in their body get or spread into the air, and if these air particles or the water droplet came in contact with the healthy person, they also causes infection in them. Example, we have pneumonia. In pneumonia, it is airborne disease which is caused by the pathogens in which the heart rate and breathing rate of the person or patient get increases beta pneumonia. Okay, very high rate of heartbeat and respiration is increases there. Okay, we have common cold and tuberculosis. these are the diseases which are airborne. They can spread through air. Okay, here we have COVID also. Okay, they are airborne diseases. Next, we have waterborne diseases. If diseases they spread through contaminated or infected water, okay, are called as waterborne diseases. If water is being not boiled properly, okay, if it is not been chlorinated properly, then that contaminated water or drinking that contaminated water may cause cholera and hepatitis. Okay, here hepatitis have many types of viruses, but it is viral disease. Hepatitis A, hepatitis B, C, D, G we have. Okay, from which hepatitis B is very dangerous. Okay, it is dangerous than AIDS also. Then we have sexual diseases. These diseases spread through the sexual contact. Okay, it is caused by the virus called HIV virus, called human immunovirus, and syphilis. Okay, these virus get directly attack on the white blood cell WBC, which is nothing but the defense mechanism of the body, due to which immunity of the person get reduced. Okay, and their ability to fight against disease decreases, and they get infected easily by the any small bacteria or viruses, and that becomes very severe day by day, and the person finally get dead. Okay, that's why getting infected by such virus are very dangerous. They are fatal. They are life threatening viruses. Next, we have animal borne disease. Okay, so most of the time what happens, the pet animal, okay, or other animals like we have rabbit, cat, okay, if they bites the person, okay, they are the vector of the rabies virus beta. Okay, that rabies virus generally present in saliva of the pet animal. Okay, and when they bites the healthy person, due to their saliva they spread into their body. That's why the rabies disease is called as animal borne disease. Okay, that's why pet animals are being vaccinated time to time. So the vector of rabies is the animal carrying infectious agent from the sick person, okay, to the other potential host without getting affected. Okay, example, mosquito carrying malaria parasite. Okay, these are nothing but the vector they use to transmit these viruses or rabies virus from one person to other person. Okay, that's what they are, communicable diseases. Okay, now doctor used to identify the diseases on the basis of the sign and symptoms, and according to the information, doctor start treatment in order to cure from the disease. Okay, so that's why now we had to understand the principle of treatment. Okay, so in principle of treatment, we're gonna discuss about the medicines or drugs. Okay, so first we have beta antibiotic drugs. Okay, antibiotic drugs are the drugs which are, which kills or the stops the growth of microorganisms like bacteria and viruses in infected person's body. Okay, such medicines or drugs are called as antibiotics. Many bacteria make the cell wall to protect themselves. Okay, and antibiotic drug like penicillin. Who discovered penicillin? Any idea? Any idea?
No, sir.
Alexander Fleming. Okay, Alexander Fleming was the biologist. He discovered the antibiotic accidentally. Alexander Fleming used to grow microbe in his own lab. Okay, suppose these are the petri dish. Okay, here he used to grow on certain kinds of bacteria from the different sources. Okay, and he used to observe every day with the help of microscope whether these microbes are being increasing their population or not. Okay, he used to observe every day. Suppose here we have petri dish 1, A, B, C, and D. So one day he found that one of the petri dish, suppose I'm taking C petri dish. Okay, here the water of the petri dish got clear automatically. Okay, the water in that petri dish or the dish was clear. He thought that why that water has been clear automatically. Okay, so he observed that petri dish very carefully and found that there was a fungus growing in there. Okay, that fungus was responsible to kill all the microbes present here. Okay, that name of the fungus is penicillium. Okay, so penicillium fungus used to secrete enzyme. That enzyme is nothing but a chemical substance. Okay, that enzyme is nothing but a chemical substance which used to kill the certain species of microbe, bacteria and viruses present here. Okay, see, he was growing and studying the microbes, and accidentally he found that the penicillium was the fungus. The enzyme secreted by penicillium used to kill the microbes in that particular dish. So he thought that that might be kill those bacteria in person's body also. And from here, first antibiotic came into the market. Okay, and that penicillin was very useful to treat the soldiers during the Second World War. Okay, everyone.
Okay, sir.
Okay, who discovered antibiotic? Alexander Fleming. And penicillin was the first antibiotic drug which is discovered by Alexander Fleming. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the antibiotic blocks the bacterial process. Okay, that antibiotic used to, see, we have two types of antibiotic beta. One directly kills the bacteria. Okay, if it kills the bacteria are called as bactericides. Okay, bactericide, cidal means to kill. This is the first type. Second type, it stops the growth of bacteria. Stops the growth of bacteria. Okay, so this is the way how antibiotic works in our body. One type is it kills the bacteria directly, and second type is it stops the growth of bacteria. Okay, so this antibiotic drug blocks the bacterial process that builds cell wall and blocks the biochemical pathway. Antibiotic do not work against virus infection. See, it is antibiotic means it used against bacteria only. Okay, it is useful for bacteria only. Antiviral medicine works against the viruses. Okay, and it is very harder than making antibacterial medicine because virus has only few biochemical mechanism of their own. Okay, they have their own biochemical mechanism. That's why they used to change their strain again and again. That's why every time COVID is coming with new strain, new combination. Is it or not? We had Delta, now we have Omicron. Is it? Yes. So all the time new variants are being introduced because viruses have biochemical mechanism on their own. Okay. Other medicines bring down the fever, reduces the pain or lose motion. We can take bed rest to conserve energy. Okay, so whenever if we will get infected by the virus or bacteria, we had to take a proper rest. Okay, so that we can recover quickly. Okay, because most of the antibiotic and antiviral drugs are very like having side effects. They causes severe and side effects too. That's why in order to recover our like body from the infection of the disease, we have to take complete rest. We have to like drink boiled water, chlorinated water. We have to apply hygiene activities all the time. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now we're gonna discuss about the principle of prevention of diseases. How we can prevent the diseases. Here again, I'm just going to give you some more information about the antibiotic drug. See, antibiotic drugs are divided into two categories, beta. Antibiotic drug are divided into two categories. One is called narrow spectrum, and one is called broad spectrum, okay. So narrow spectrum antibiotic drug, okay, which works again only specific kind of bacteria. It works against specific type of bacteria only, okay. And broad spectrum antibiotic drug, it works against many varieties of bacteria, okay. That broad spectrum antibiotic drugs can works on various types of bacteria, even on viruses also sometimes. And narrow spectrum antibiotic drugs works against the specific type of bacteria only, okay. So here we have two types of antibiotic drug, narrow spectrum and broad spectrum. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we're going to discuss the prevention principle of prevention of the diseases. There are three limitations, okay, are normally confronted while treating the infectious diseases. Okay, we have to follow these three principles while treating the patient. Number one, once someone has a disease, their body functions are damaged and may never recover completely. These are the side effects or the diseases that may harm our body worstly, okay. The treatment will take time, okay. Whatever the medicines we are taking, okay, they takes like time to recover completely, is it, which means that someone suffering from the disease is likely to be bedridden for some time, even if we can taking the proper treatment. So they will like feel tired, okay, less energy, okay. There are many side effects maybe caused by the drugs also, okay. That's why they had to take proper complete hygiene activities, proper sleep, proper rest during the treatment of disease. Number three, the person suffering from the infectious disease can serve as the source from the where the infection may be spread to other, okay. That's why if the person is being caused by the infectious disease, that person or the patient have to be keep in isolation. That's why like if person is getting infected by COVID, people they used to provide them the complete isolation, is it or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So general way of preventing the infectious disease, very important. If for airborne disease, we can prevent exposure by giving condition that is not overcrowded. So that person should not be allowed to move, people where overcrowded area. We had to apply mask. It is not been mentioned here, okay, but we had to apply mask. Okay, it reduces the risk of getting infected or getting infection. Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Number 2, if waterborne disease may spread, we had to prevent by providing the safe drinking water. We have to provide safe drinking water, means the boiled water, the hot water, or the chlorinated water. Okay. So this is done by the treating the water to kill many like any microbial contamination. So before using the water for cooking purpose or drinking purpose, we had to boil so that disease causing microbes will get killed, or we had to chlorinate that water in order to kill the microbe if present in that contaminated water. Next, third, very important, vector borne, like we can provide clean environment. So in order to protect us from the mosquito bite, because they're acting as a vector, mosquitoes as well as the house fly, that's why we had to keep our environment, our home, our surrounding neat and clean properly. We have to, we do not have to allow the collection of water at any place around us. Okay, because the disease dengue causing, that mosquitoes, they used to grow in fresh water only. Is it or not? That's why we had to keep our environment clean. We do not have to allow the storage of water anywhere around us. Okay, so which would not allow mosquito breeding. Okay, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we're going to discuss about immunity. What is immunity? So immunity is the defense mechanism of the individual person, okay, by which our bodies provides some antibodies to kill or to fight against various kind of diseases. Okay, we have whatever the immunity we have in our body is the natural immunity, but we can increase our immunity by vaccinations also. Okay, when newborn baby is being born, okay, after that till the age of 18, okay, time to time different types of vaccines are being provided, like BCG vaccine is there, hepatitis B vaccine is there, polio vaccine is there. Now we are taking COVID vaccine also. Is it or not?
Yes, sir.
What is that vaccine is all about? Vaccine, when we are taking, in our body, so it provides certain kinds of antibodies which fights those specific type of bacteria and viruses. They may cause fatal disease to us. Okay, so even in the cell there is a repair mechanism called immunity, repair and maintenance called defense mechanism of our body. Immune cells manage to kill off the infectious agent in our body. If they causes infection, our immunity system used to kill those infectious agent. Okay. Smallpox disease is eliminated by the developing memory cells of the particular infection by the mimics in the microbes called vaccine. Okay, that smallpox, suppose if you are getting immunized by the vaccine called smallpox, okay, that that vaccine produces the memory cell in your body. That memory cell will get activate when smallpox causing virus will entered in your body. That is called a pox virus. If pox virus will get entered in your body, that memory cell will get activated and will produce certain type of antibodies that will kill the smallpox or that pox virus. Understood? That type of cell are called as beta memory cell. Okay, these memory cells are very important, which are provided by the vaccine. The basis of immunization, if you had smallpox once, there was no chance of suffering from it again. Why? Because if person is getting infected by smallpox, then that body of that particular patient will produce the memory cell in their body. memory cell, and that memory cell will again protect that person from further infection by the pox virus. Okay, so smallpox disease is caused to person only once, not again, because if it is caused by once, any person, if caused by the smallpox virus, then its body forms memory cell, and then whenever the virus is going to make infection on that particular person, that memory cell get activated and they kills those virus, means person will not get infected by smallpox virus again. Understood, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is called as beta immunity. It is called as passive immunity because it is being provided by the vaccine. Okay, and if immunity is provided by our body, then it is called as active immunity. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so what is active immunity? The immunity provided by our body, and passive immunity if immunity provided by the vaccines. Okay. Proper nutrition is essential to maintain the body immunity. So whatever the food we are eating in our daily diet, it must have the balanced diet. All the proper nutrient like carbohydrate, protein, vitamin must be there in order to make our immunity strong. There are vaccines against tetanus, diphtheria, whooping cough, malice, polio, and many other. We have for COVID also. Okay, so these are nothing but the vaccine which provides proper immunity to our body against various type of bacteria and viruses. Okay, so we know that the prevention of disease is better than the cure. Okay, we have to prevent our body being infected by any kind of bacteria or viruses. So that is called as prevention of disease better than the cure. Hygiene is the basic key to maintain the good health, even exercise also. So we have to perform exercise on regular basis. We have to maintain the hygiene activity all the day so that we can protect us from the infectious and non-infectious diseases. And we know one of the very famous line called "an apple a day keeps doctor away." Okay, it is for the balanced diet. Okay, we had to mention fruits also in our daily diet. Okay, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I want everyone, if you have any kind of doubt related to this chapter, just go and ask the question.